Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the High Roll Podcast. And today, we're going to be going over the Pokémon World Championships, which has been such a wonderful event to actually make it to and play in. I'm joined by my co-host. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, Francesco, VGC Senior from Illinois here, and we're going to talk about the pinnacle of the Pokemon, or the competitive Pokemon season, with the Pokémon World Championships that happened just about last week.
Yep.
There were a lot of. Oh yeah, go ahead, man.
Yeah, we both got back from just the most exciting, kind of tiring, emotional weekend in Anaheim of all time.
Yeah.
Um,
And before we talk about our runs, we're going to talk about the Masters with Koraidon reigning supreme, getting first, second, and third at the event.
Indeed. Yeah, Koraidon finally getting the world champion. It's nice to see it. I always liked Koraidon more than Miraidon. I've been a bit of a Koraidon stan myself, and to see my boy finally shine like this, it's great. I love him.
Yeah.
And also,
if we're gonna talk about, go ahead.
Yeah, this Koraidon Landorus thing, here in finals with James Evans and semis with Hirofumi Kimura, it's so interesting to see. Have you ever seen that before? Because I definitely haven't.
I haven't seen it before, but when I was thinking about when I was looking at the teams, I was like, hey, that really makes sense. Just because Koraidon and especially Shadow Rider are really threatened by mons like Chiyu, and I feel like it also can take advantage of if you're ever playing the rain matchup and you lose the Weather War, you can just spam Sansear, and it's I feel like Landorus gives type coverage that other mons wouldn't. It seems unorthodox, but it isn't really that anti-synergetic. Just because it's not like Sansear isn't like Hurricane where it misses more often than Sun.
That's fair enough. I'm surprised neither of these were Scarf Landers. Having the two Landers is weird enough, but
kind of a Japan tech.
Fair enough.
Scarf Landers is really only a Japan tech. Just because because Life Orb does so much damage. It does infinite damage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we had so many good players make cut, and USA went on a revenge tour after NAIC.
Yeah.
With there being 3 Americans in top eight, compared to let me check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0 at NAIC.
Yeah. Also, all 3 of those Americans making it to the top 4, basically after semifinals, guaranteeing an American world champion after how long's it been? 9 years.
9 years. Yeah, 9 years.
Yep, and also the first time. Yeah, first time there's been a North American finalist in the World Championships in I think 7 years since Emilio Forbes in 2018.
Yeah. 7 years. Yeah, I thought James Beck, but he only made semifinals. Speaking of James Beck, though.
Oh yes, definitely. We gotta get into him.
Top 16.
Mm-hmm.
Top 16 at this event with Regieleki.
One of the craziest techs that absolutely nobody saw coming, but it works so beautifully.
I think this works. I feel like this is the Thunderous effect, where it's you need a fast mon that can do damage control and slow things down. So I think it's a really nice tech for especially for this team, where it's kind of playing the Flutter Mane role, where it can do damage, but it can also slow things down. But this team is also completely unorthodox. But then again, people were prepping for CSR Koraidon balance, and this is kind of what that is,
Yeah, I personally didn't think really about this at all. CSR Koraidon with Fake Out Res is already interesting enough, but having the Quiver Dance Volcarona mode with Terra Water of all things too. Right.
Well, I mean, Terra Water is really nice on Sun, just because it's kind of like how Terra. Wait, what is it? It's Terra Grass is viable in rain, Terra Grass is viable in rain. Yeah. And it's just because you really wanted to dodge with Volcarona. You want to dodge your flying. Well, not really flying. You want to dodge your. What are you trying to dodge with Volcarona Terra? You're trying to resist Miraidon.
Rock.
You're trying to resist Koraidon. But the rock moves in this format, it's I don't even think I know a single rock. I think it's Tread's Rock Slide, and that's it.
Corner
I think
Pond.
I've
Come on
seen
now.
this one. Oh, Corner Pond. Corner Pond. I forgot that thing exists, bro.
We can't forget about our world's quarter finalist on one of the most interesting teams we've ever seen MDB run, especially since he confirmed it a couple of days before the tournament.
He confirmed it Thursday night, and
Yeah.
yeah, Thursday morning. Sorry. Like this team, I saw it on ladder a decent amount before the event, and I'm just like, did he just put all of his items into a random number generator and just redistribute? I'm kidding.
Yeah.
But AV Pow is crazy. Like AV Pow is really good, but like I don't get what it's trying to calc against. Like, what are you living? I think it's Mirai Volt Switch, but like you're living that with Sash anyway. Like I've never really understood AV Pow, but yeah, Pow Knight back is kind of crazy. I think CSR Zom obviously was the restricted duo to beat going in the Worlds. That's why that's why Koraidon was so popular, because it has especially when you pair it with like Chi-Yu or Instant, it has really positive matchups into CSR Zama. And yeah, CSR Zama was the team to beat. I really didn't think it was gonna win Worlds just because everybody was prepping to beat CSR Zama. And yeah, CSR Zama did not win Worlds, but it got top 4, it got top 8.
Yeah,
and
it got close.
Yeah, go ahead.
But actually, it was guaranteed to make top 4 because we had the Montana Mott versus MDB mirror match, the Pow Knight mirror match. Yeah, that's incredible. It's such, especially like Montana Mott, because Montana Mott's really cool, and I'm very glad to see him, hit like this kind of height that only the best of the best really hit, and like breaking his way into that upper echelon of players.
Yeah, because he'd only won LA before this, right?
Yeah, like he'd make it like his like real breakout was LA. Yeah.
Yeah, and Hirofumi placing 3rd. Everybody was thinking about Hirofumi going into Worlds. What was Hirofumi gonna bring? Like, how was he gonna perform? And Hirofumi won 10 sets straight, which was actually insane.
What a
10 straight sets.
Yeah.
Or 11 straight sets.
Count the buy, yeah, but
with
it's
a Ice Rider. Yeah, it's whatever. Yeah.
Wait, this is Ice Rider?
Ice Rider Karai. This Ice Rider.
Oh my goodness, I thought this was CSR.
Karai. No, it's Ice Rider Karai, and this is Ice Rider Karai on balance, which like. This is a really nice team, and also if you notice the Ruination Spiky Shield Smeargle.
Oh yeah, Ruination is such a cool tech. Yeah,
it's kind of techy.
It's like when you think
it wouldn't be talking about a Pokemon event if we didn't talk about the real YouTubist himself, Wolf Glick, who tripled down on his tried and true core. He's 42nd. Tried and true core of. Life Orb Karai Lunala, and he made day 2, which I didn't think he was gonna make day 2 if he brought Lunala Karai again. It's just like
he did do it.
I could tell you could tell he was obviously playing a lot better, but like I knew he would never cut with this team. Like this team, you have like it's basically like the team that won. We'll get to that in a second, but like you remove the two best supporting pieces with Chi-Yu and Group on it.
Yeah.
Like it just feels really wrong to remove Chi-Yu and Group on it, especially on the Sun team. Like when you think of Sun Reg I teams, you think of Chi-Yu, you think of Fluttermane, and you think of Group on it. Like it just really confuses me.
It kind of does.
And Wolf did he did okay. He did too. He went 7-3. But yeah, was there ever any doubt that he was gonna not succeed, not win Worlds with this team?
I don't think so. Yeah, I think he went. I think he was too afraid to experiment, and just kind of like, or more. I feel he's too afraid to go like to the orthodox version with like again, like you said, the Chi-Yu, the Broken. He wanted to stick with his comfort pieces. That Insyn with Flare Blitzen, not knockoff, and the Amoonguss. But I have one bit of a question. What is this? What is this doing?
It is for Snarl, it is for Icy Wind, it is for... Because Scarf and AV Mirai have been so popularized. It is for Snarl, it is for Icy Wind, it is for I fake out after you Terra because you're kind of Terraing Lunala a decent amount. Not
Yeah.
as much as Karai, obviously, but you're still Terraing it a decent amount. Yeah. That's pretty much it. But yeah, if you want to talk about a really, really, really good Lunala Karai team, you got to talk about Giovanni Cheesecake. It's not how you pronounce his last name, but it's funny.
Yes.
He finally won an event.
He
It
did.
was the World Championships
I'm so glad to
with
see him
his tried and true team.
all the way up here. I remember seeing him. I think it was what, Vancouver top 8. That's where
Yeah.
I recognized him. Let's go back, make sure I'm right.
Yeah, it was Vancouver top 8. I'm pretty sure he beat Yodam in the win, and I remember that set. He won because his cornerstone lived on 1 HP.
Yay!
Not obviously, but
Yeah.
with a
Foreshadowing.
pretty similar core. It's still Sun, but
Yeah.
it's still Sun, but yeah, foreshadowing. Yeah, with he's committed to this core of the Koraidon, the Life of Koraidon, the Power Meteor Beam Lunala, the Chi-Yu, Flutterman, Bluebonnet, and the Ursaluna. And this team is really, really, really solid. This is as close to a balanced team as Koraidon can, as these pieces can get to.
Yeah.
Just because of how positioning based Geo plays it. Like the way Geo plays this, he plays it like a balanced team, even though it's supposed to be hyper offense.
Yeah, like if you go back and
watch the sets at Worlds, yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, you go back and watch the sets.
Passive.
Yeah, Geo, like the grand finals versus James Evans, the way he positioned this team was so beautiful. I loved it. Same with James too. Like James, if you watch the game too, James clawed that back. It was
Geo kind of misplayed in the game too a couple of times.
Yeah.
But like James was on another level.
Mm-hmm.
Like the calls James was making,
oof.
Absolutely insane. Like, and Geo had the matchup advantage here because even though James has that AV Raging Bolt, which he decided not to bring, Geo's Chi-Yu is a really important matchup piece, which is why James prioritized getting rid of it early in games 1 and 2. And then in game 3, he decided not to get rid of it, and because he immediately got ripped apart on turn 2.
Terra Stellar Fluttermane.
Terra Stellar Fluttermane Moonblast. Yeah, the rest was this team is really, really, really weird. Like if I wanted to run a team, if like there was another event of Regai and I wanted to run Sun or like try and make my Milwaukee team work again, I'd run something around this.
Yeah, this is such a team.
It's a very passive team. Like it's a very like passive take on, or it's like a very slow moving take on Karai CSR.
Yeah, I don't think you could ever call Karai CSR passive.
Yeah. Like, it's not passive. It's, like, a little bit slower moving than, like, say, my Milwaukee. If you take my Milwaukee team, for example, like, it's, you try to overwhelm with offense, and then this team, like, you kind of, like, slowly deal damage and slowly, like, put things to sleep and weaken things with instant. Because you're never immediately going to pick up, like, KOs on Pokemons. Like, you're just trying to set up. This is a very positioning based team, or I can see it. Like,
yeah.
Especially with Brute Bonnet being Brute Bonnet and living everything. Like positioning Brute Bonnet correctly wins you games on the spot. Just like being able to spore that important like CSR or Zama or like Ice Rider or whatever. Like it's super important. Yeah, go ahead.
I think we have touched up enough on the favorite player of NA to win this tournament. Let's talk about the other one who was another favorite player of NA to win this tournament but did not. All the way down.
Not managed to win.
Carson Confer.
The personal favorite. Carson Confer, the personal favorite to win.
I was super confident in him too. I'm curious what happened because this is a team that like makes sense for him, right? But like I tried to run something like this. I tried to run like a Scarf Mirai kind of thing with Zom, Welpon, this kind of Vulcan stuff, and it seemed like it struggled to do damage, right? It felt very clunky, and I think that might have been the issue that Carson ran into here.
Well, yeah, like most of the times you're committing your terrestrialization on your Miraidon just to do like pick up important KOs because you couldn't afford to run specs. which like I personally think Specs Miraidon is the best way to run Miraidon. I don't know. Like I get AV and I get Scarf, but like I think Specs is just the way to go on most teams.
Yeah.
But like my friend Ian, we'll talk about seniors like I'm pretty sure right after this. My friend Ian ran a team really similar to Carson's team. He actually ran his team from Spellgod tournament, and like I just didn't know. I was really shaky about that team going into Worlds, just because like no matter what pieces you put around it, it's Ice Rider Mirai, and everybody's prepping an Ice Rider Mirai.
Yeah.
Like, look at the top 3 restricted pairs are ones that people don't really prep in, that didn't really prep into as much as like the big 4 or the big 3 of Mirai Ice Rider, Mirai Lunala, and CSR Zama.
Yeah, I think that's true. Like, it's about championships, right? Like, I guess catching your opponent off guard is been proven the way to go. But speaking of that Miraidon pick from earlier, and especially the Specs Miraidon, I actually brought Specs Miraidon to this tournament, and I had a unique result. Because
Unique result, you know?
Yeah.
Because
I got dead last. I no matter what, like I got dead last. Like, who really cares? It's my first Worlds. I'm still so proud to have made it here, and of this team. I think this team is actually like really good. I'm glad that at least like I got to go, because I know there are just so many people here who have put in just as much or even more effort than me and didn't make it. And like I'm glad to be in this position, no matter what the result might have been.
Dude.
Talking about these sets. I was robbed. I was so robbed. Okay, let's first talk about Hudson. So I have a long history with Hudson. Double eliminated me from SAC, eliminated me from Portland. This kid's my nightmare. And this is actually the first time I ever took a game off him, because all the sets before had been 2-0. But I managed to take game 2 of this set, which again I'm proud of. I know that I have improved definitely since then.
Yes. Wait, yeah, I was sitting next to Zion while I played by set. Don't look at my result yet, because we're keeping that a secret. I did really bad. I did a little bit better than Zion, not by much, but so like I was sitting next to him while I played my round 1 opponent, and I just saw like Zion was locked in, and Hudson like looked so nervous like around the time of game 2.
Yeah.
And then like as game 3 was happening, I assume like I just hear I see your head like swing back in your chair as like I was like, oh yeah, you probably got unlucky, and Hudson like popped off, and it was just like soul crushing to be next to you and just see that you got unlucky. And get into how you got unlucky.
Yeah. So what happened was, well, one, I didn't click
on Hudson's team real quick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, click on Hudson's team real quick.
Go into Hudson's team. Yeah. So this is what I was fighting. Very, very cool and unique team by Hudson here. This is honestly like a really sick concept that I never really I never thought of that much. But yeah. So what happened was I kept paralyzing this Lunala, and it was just never getting full paired. I swear I was paralyzed for like 20 turns, and I got like 1 or 2. But I was able to bring the end game down to my +2 Ice Rider and my Miraidon in against his Insane and Terrifyrilla in grassy terrain. And I got a bunch of calls right, but I lost because Miraidon just couldn't take any KOs. I got 2 incredibly bad damage rolls onto the Incineroar, which lost me the set. Fortunate as it may be. Yeah, so that's what happened in round 1. And then round 2, I paired into this kid of Frost. He's really nice. Both me and Francesco, talked to him during the tournament. Like I won game 1 with the Volk mode, and he just kind of adapted well, beat me. I tried to catch him off guard, but he saw it coming. Definitely a good player. I want to see him go far too. Kosuke, I'm not sure if he won. I know he got at least top 4 at the Japan National Championships, but my goodness, this set.
No, he got third.
This set has me in shambles to this day. This was like a week ago, so it's not actually that long. But so essentially what happened was, game one, I have like an Ice Rider in game, and I'm like, okay, so I can kill this Lunala, so it doesn't click Y guard anymore, and then I win. And so I go for Thunder Wave into it, and I miss. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. Leech Seed will kill it. I go for Leech Seed, and I miss. I'm like, okay, I can still win. So I go for another Leech Seed, and I miss again. And I lose because of that. Game two, I get a fair amount of calls right, and I'm able to take the game. Then game three, I'm like, okay, it's game one, or it's turn one, and I'm in a really good position if I can Thunder Wave this Flutter Mane. So I go for the Thunder Wave, and I miss again, and I lost the set from there. That's the set that like eliminated me from the tournament. Yeah. But I'm like I wanted to drop, but I'm like, you know what? I'll play one more. I'll see if maybe I can go from 0-3 to 3-3. No, because against Hezekiah, yeah. So I lose game one because I don't like plan ahead correctly. I win game two because I do plan ahead correctly. And then game three, I'm in a good position off of the lead, right? And then this goofy Kyogre, this little thing, double crit.
Oh, whale.
Double crit on lead. And so yeah, after that point, you know, I decided that, you know, I'm not enjoying this tournament anymore. I don't think I will get any more joy. I won't really get anything from continuing to play or winning any matches at all. So I'm going to drop, and I'm going to watch the streams, and that's what I did for the rest of the event.
Well, I mean, like, Zion, I just want to clear up for like the audience or whoever's listening. You, even though you did bad, like, you still had a good time at Worlds. Right?
Definitely, yeah. No, I did. It was top 3 best weekends of my entire life.
Yeah.
It was...
Yeah, just like, even if you do bad, like, the atmosphere is like insane to people that love the same thing as much as you.
Yeah.
Like,
you can't have a bad day at the World Championships. You definitely can, but like, I didn't.
But you can.
Yeah.
Anyways,
talking about the other host.
I didn't do that great.
Oh,
do that great.
Really? Really?
I didn't do that good.
Here's your co-host, by the way.
Like, I only got 13th place, bro. I only top cut.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I got top 16 at Worlds with Swordfish, built by my friend Sam. If you want to show the EVs, we can. Yeah, I got top 16 at Worlds with this team. So the last podcast episode we were recording, it was right after NEIC, and I was on CSR Zama, right? And I was like, I'm not gonna do well at Worlds with CSR Zama because I can't play a team that theoretically can lose to anything. Because when I play a team that theoretically can lose to anything, I just get in my own head, and I think that every matchup is a bad matchup. So I'd rather play a team that has more skewed matchups than play a team that has no bad matchups but also has no good matchups like my NAIC team. So yeah, I played Swordfish last weekend at Worlds, and I played a kind of unique take on Swordfish. I had the Terra Water Iron Hand, or not Terra Water, by the way. My bad. I'm stuttering. I'm so sick today. My brain is everywhere. All right, I'm gonna recompose myself, and then I could just use it. All right, I had fast Iron Hands, fast physical bulky Iron Hands. I had very bulky Zacian, and then besides that, all the spreads were kind of not unique. They were all kind of standard.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was really confident in this team. I kind of picked this up mid-July. I picked this team up, and I was like, I can rock with this. But then the first set I played with this team on like ladder, I missed 4 Origin Pulses, and I'm like, bro, I don't know if I can do this. And Sam's like, yeah, it's not for the faint of heart. And then like one day, me and Sam ladder for like 40 sets, and I get to top 500 on ladder, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna break. And like the one thing on this team that's really different from any other Swordfish team is I think it's Urshifu over Roaring Moon, or Iron Hands over, or not Urshifu over Roaring Moon, sorry. Urshifu over Chen-Pao, or Iron Hands over Chen-Pao, because the Key Campbell team is, I think, Chen-Pao over Hands,
yeah,
which is the more common Swordfish team. But yeah, if you want, let's so yeah, we can. This team is mostly standard. Like most of the mons are really, really, really standard, except for the hands and the Zacian. The hands is faster than most ice riders, so you can jump scare them with wild charge or low kick because most of them Terra Water. And yeah, this Zacian really, really, really bulky. Lives Mirai Drift Terra Electric from Scarf. Scarf Timid all the time, and then Modest half the time. Really, really, really bulky Zacian. But anyways, let's get into my sets. And round one. So like for context, wait, can you go back to so for context, round one pairings went up like 2 hours before we had to play, since they released the master, because since masters had to play at 9 and juniors and seniors both had to play at 11:30.
Yeah.
So yeah, I see I'm paired up against my good friend Matthew Hansen, right? And Matthew Hansen, I've known him for a little while. He's a really nice guy, and I'm just like, so what is he running again? Like, so so you're gonna have to go to Victory Road, which is not accurate. Victory Road in seniors is not accurate, but his team list is not accurate on Pokédata because there's 2 Matthew H's, and the system kind of freaks out. That's his team. You can click on it.
Yeah, here it is.
You can click on the list. So yeah, he told me he was running Yuma team, and I was like, okay, Yuma team's like a slightly negative matchup for me. And then it's time for the set. I sit down, I'm right next to Zion, and I'm like, all right, let's lock in, let's have fun. At all costs, let's have fun. I trade team sheets with him, and he was like, yeah, you see, I lied to you. And I was like, all right, this is a really good matchup for me.
I remember looking over, real quick, I remember looking over it and seeing each individual Pokemon on his team, and I'm just like, what could this be? My goodness.
Yeah. And I'm just like, so I'm thinking about it in my head, like right before the set starts, and I'm just like, okay, I don't think he's gonna bring Basque Legion. I don't think he's gonna go blazing fast mode with Basque Legion, and I don't think he's gonna go. I don't think he's gonna bring Ice Rider. So the 4 mons he's bringing to my head are Smeargle, Kyogre, Tornadus, and Rillaboom. So I lock in Kyogre, Roaring Moon, Zacian, Amoonguss, right? So turn 1, it's Kyogre Roaring Moon versus Kyogre Smeargle, right? And his Drizzle goes off first, so I'm like, okay, we could be speed tying because my Kyogre spread is really, really, really standard. So turn 1, I Tailwind Water Spout, which is just it's always the correct play to just Tailwind Water Spout to get some damage on the field, chip the Smeargle Sash, that kind of thing. He fakes out my Roaring Moon and his Kyogre is faster, and I am already in like a not great position, so I have to fumble around I double protect the turn, or no, I don't double protect. Sorry, so after this turn concludes, Smeargle speed boosts, right? So I steer around and I switch Kyogre to Amoonguss as he Origin Pulse. I switch Kyogre to Amoonguss and knock off Kyogre as he spores Roaring Moon and he spores my Kyogre slot, which fails, and then I knock off the Kyogre's Mystic Water. I take out the Kyogre, and I switch back. I switch Amoonguss back to Kyogre, and he brings in Torn. He Tailwind spores my Roaring Moon, and then on the next turn, I switch Amoonguss back in to get the Regenerator to get back to full health, and he Hurricanes my Amoonguss, and I'm like, okay, this shouldn't kill, right? And it kills the Amoonguss, and I'm in a really bad spot because he has Tailwind up and just kills my Kyogre, and the rest of the game is kind of a blur because I think my Zacian got taken out in 1 turn my Zacian got KO'd by his Kyogre. I don't really remember game 1, but all I remember was, so +6 Smeargle with speed, his +6 speed Smeargle with Sash chipped. His Torn are facing off against my sleeping Zacian, and that is it. And he has Rilla in the back, right? So I wake up Behemoth Blade to Smeargle, right? And he Hurricane confuses my Zacian. I was like, alright, I can live Hurricane plus Woodhammer. I can live 2 Hurricanes plus a Woodhammer, right? So I protect, I don't get confused, I Swords Dance, he Terrafires Rilla, Woodhammer Hurricane doesn't kill. Rain goes up, or Rain goes down, he misses Hurricane, and he Hurricane confuses, I wake up, he misses Hurricane, Behemoth Blade kills Terrafire Rilla from like 75%, and Hurricane doesn't confuse, and I pull back a 1v3, and I'm just reeling from pulling back a crazy 1v3 that I really didn't think I'd pull back. And in game 2, I completely toss. I lose in 2 turns, and I forfeit the set. Not for the set, the game, sorry. That's stupid. I'm being dumb. But yeah, so in game 3, I lead the exact same lead. I lead Roaring Moon Kyogre, he leads Rillaboom and Ice Rider. And I'm like, okay, so I have to make a hard call. So does he fake out? Which slot does he fake out, if he fake outs at all? And what his Ice Rider's gonna do? And I'm like, alright, I think he's gonna just straight up Woodhammer my Kyogre and Trick Room, right? So I go Origin Pulse just in case he like glides because my Kyogre lives glide. And I Terraflying Acrobatics, right? So he's talking, like, as the Terra animation is playing for my Roaring Moon and the Terra animation plays for his Ice Rider because Terra's a fairy, he's like, do you know my Rillaboom speed stat? And I'm like, no. And he's like, I'm Mac Jolly. And then he sees I see no fake out, and then I see Acrobatics come out. He's like, there's no way this kills. And Roaring Moon kills it. And then I miss Origin Pulse. Next turn he brings in Kyogre. Next turn he brings in Kyogre, or no, Smeargle. No, next turn he brings in Kyogre. And he's in Trick Room. I Origin Pulse and live a Glacial as my Roaring Moon goes down. And take an Origin Pulse from him. My Kyogre's at 70 HP. I bring in Iron Hands, who's slower than his Ice Rider. And I go Hydro Pump and Wild Charge into his Kyogre, right? So Glacial Lance comes out, and Kyogre lives the +1 Glacial Lance. On 2 HP, I hit the Hydro Pump, which after the Origin was enough to kill the Ice Rider, and Wild Charge kills the other Kyogre, and Torn comes in, and I had won. And like I got up, and I was just like, GG man. And then I thought I got scammed by the people at the tournament, because like I was asking a bunch of people if their Switch got taken to be team checked as well, because mine just like got randomly like team checked. And I was like, guys, did your Switch get team checked too? And they're like, no, what do you mean? I was like,
mine didn't.
Dressed as an employee, take my Switch? And I was like, what? No. But yeah, anyways, I got my Switch back in time for round 2. And round 2, I was playing up against Japan Nat's top 8 competitor. This was the only time I played a Japanese or Korean player throughout the entire tournament. Yeah, it was the only time I played a Japanese player throughout the entire tournament. And so for context, this is my mindset was I wanted to break the curse, because at every other event I've gone to, I've started 1 and 2. So I was like, it'd be really cool if I started 2-0 at Worlds, right? So I sit down at the table, and I have some icebreaker, funny story. I have some icebreaker mints in my pocket, right? So I was just like, so for every match that day, I walked up to my opponent, I was like, hey, you want a mint, right? And I walked up to my opponent, and I was like, hey, do you speak English? He was like, yeah. And I was like, do you want a mint? And he was like, yeah, sure. And then I give him the mint, right? And I was like, so how did your round 1 go? And he was like, speak English.
What?
Yeah. He said, no speak English. So, like, I was so confused, but yeah, so I see the team sheet, right? And I'm a tiny bit scared. I see it, and I'm just like, this isn't great, but I can do it. It is the Oliver Escalin or Jose or Carlos Cabal or whatever.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Carlos Cabal.
Carlos Cabal, alternate account theme. Victory Road team. And I've played a lot of... Okay, so fun fact, I played Yotam on ladder running this team 3 separate times, and I beat him all 3 times. And I was like, alright, if I can beat Yotam, I can beat this guy, right? Game 1, I lead Roaring Moon, Kyogre, he leads Mirai Ensign. He fake outs my Kyogre and Draco's the Kyogre, or no, he Draco Meteor misses my Roaring Moon as I knock off the scarf on his Miraidon, and I'm just like, oh, I just kind of win now. So yeah, I clean up really fast in game 1, and game 2, I lead the same, he leads the same. I predict no fake. I predict the Ensign to hard switch to CSR, and the Miraidon the Volt Switch into my Volt Switch back into Ensign into my Kyogre. So I knock off the Ensign and Terra Grass Hydro Pump the Mirai, and I get the read dead right, and I literally just win on the spot. So I pick up 2K. I pick up his 2 most important KOs.
Oh my goodness, what a read.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, hey, if I have, so like whenever I'm up a game, I don't know if you play with this mentality too, whenever I'm up a game, I'm always like, alright, I can make hard reads now because even if I lose this game, I can still win the set. And if I get this read right, I just win on the spot.
I just always make hard reads.
So yeah, round 3, my soul leaves my body when I see the pairings go up for round 3. I'm playing against Connor, and Connor, I thought he was running my worst matchup. And there is one individual move on this team that saved me from having an auto lock. If his Whimsicott was fake tears over taunt, I'd lost. But since he was taunt over fake tears, I had a shot. But this was still a bad matchup because it is the worst possible CSR Zomba matchup for me. Well, besides fake tears, obviously. But yeah, I'm just scared. I'm like, all right, I started 2-0, that's fine. I'll play it out. Right?
Yeah.
So game 1, I completely just like get wrecked. I lead Ogre Moon, just for context, for next game, and he leads Zamas into POW with CSR Bolt in the back, right? And then game 2, I lead the same thing, and he reads me to, or no, I don't lead the same thing. Game 2, I lead Ogre Amoongus with Urshifu Zacian in the back, and he leads Zamas into POW again. I get rid of the Zama with Hydro Pump plus Rocky Helmet recoil, and I get rid of POW the next turn with, I think it's Helmet Recoil plus another Hydro Pump. And he brings in Raging Bolt, and then I see him bring in Whimsicott. And I'm like, wait, he dropped CSR? Assuming I would bring Roaring Moon. So I was so ahead, like my Mungus was dead at this point. So I bring in Zacian, and I was just like, he dropped CSR. I have a free win con. And I take the game. And game 3, we get into game 3. I lead Ogre Amoongus again. He leads CSR Raging Bolt, and then the game disconnects. And I was like, Connor, bro, I outlead you, and then you disconnect. And he's like, all right, I'll lead same leads. And so he leads same leads. And well, obviously he didn't disconnect. I think it has something to do with, because I just happened a decent amount this weekend. When I was playing on a Switch 1 and I was playing against a person on a Switch 2, disconnects would happen a lot more frequently.
Yeah, really? I heard a little bit about that.
Yeah,
I don't really know
if it's yeah. So game 3, I lead the same thing, he leads the same thing. And I make a very, very hard call again. So the things I can do here is I can try and spore his Calyrex, I can try and spore his Raging Bolt, or I could protect Amoongus, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the safest play here is to go for Prot, Hydro, the Cali, right? And I'm like, no, I don't want to make that play. So I go Terra Grass Hydro Pump into the Cali and spore the Raging Bolt. He Terra Electric Thunderclaps my Kyogre and Astro Barrages. I hit the Hydro Pump and I spore his Bolt. And I win the game on the spot, and I'm 3-0.
I see.
This set was so full of... This was the most 50-50 filled set I've ever had. I think there were 8 50-50s in this set across all 3 games.
Wow.
And I think I got 5 of them right. There was literally almost every turn of every game was a 50-50. Well, not... Like, I think every other turn was a 50-50. But yeah, I'm 3-0. I'm really nervous just because one more secure stage 2. Okay, and my mom's like, hey, you're playing Louis. And I was like, what? And I sit down, I'm like, okay, I beat Connor. I can probably hold my own against Louis, right?
He could not hold his own against Louis.
I see this abomination of a matchup. I cannot win unless Louis drops dead at the table. Like, I don't think everybody could ever win this matchup with the way Louis was playing it. And the way, and also I missed a player off here. This is the first time I missed player off throughout the entire tournament. This is also the first time I went for player off throughout the entire tournament. Fun fact. First time I went for it, first time I missed. And yeah, I quickly get cleaned up in 2 games just because of how well he positioned Groudon. Like, whenever I'd switch in Kyogre, he'd switch out Groudon. Like, he was on it.
Yeah.
And like, it was a blur. And then Pahul, dude, I hate playing CSR Zom because it's all 50-50s, and game 2, he body pressed crit my Kyogre after I got a 50-50 right.
Damn.
It was actually devious. I get the 50-50 right, he crits my Kyogre and I lose, and then game 3, so there are 2 50-50s left in the game, and I need to get one of them right to win the set, and I get both of them wrong and I lose. And it's just like my 2 losses were such a blur just because I wasn't playing really well. Like, I was playing okay, it's just like I was obviously slipping up in some places and making mistakes.
And you were just like outplayed. Like, you were playing fine, but your opponents were playing better.
I was being outplayed. And then So my mom for the win, and I was like, all right, I'm still in it. And my mom walks over and she's like, oh, you're playing Carlos V, and I'm like, you're actually kidding me. I'm out of the World Championships because Carlos beat me at EYC. Like, it was not close. I played him at EYC, beat me in 2 games. I think there were 4 turns in the entire game, in the entire set. And then I sit down, I say hi, I've seen you before, or like, hi, have you been? Because I know him, like, I talk to him from time to time.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, good, good. And I sit down and I look at the matchup and I was like, oh my god, I can do this, right? Because this matchup's really good.
Yeah,
Well,
I
really
imagine.
Good. It's pretty good. It's top 5 matchup.
I imagine it's fine enough, yeah.
Yeah, it's fine enough. So I go my tried and true Ogre Amoonguss lead with Roaring Moon Zacian in the back because like I hard call him the lead Zama Pow because if I get rid of Pow and Zama before Roaring Moon comes out, I think I win automatically pretty much. So I see Zama Zenta Chen Pow lead and I'm just like, ooh, okay. We got this, right? So game 1, he terrors the Zama Zenta turn 1 and he didn't know that his Zama Zenta died to 1 Rocky Helmet chip and then 2 Hydros. And that kind of won me the game because I played really aggressive on the first couple of turns just to get his leads out of the way. And his back 2 were Miraidon plus Iron Hands. So I had Roaring Moon plus Zacian, and I was like, alright, there is only one way I lose this game right now, and it's if he's Timid Scarf Miraidon. And I think Timid Scarf would be like 1 in every 3 Miraidons I saw on ladder, because it would be faster than my Roaring Moon, and it would Draco my Roaring Moon, or it would kill my Roaring Moon, and I would, or he'd double up Itemization, and I wouldn't have enough HP to win the end game, right? And he's not. I knock off the Scarf, player off kills the Iron Hands, and I win game 1, right? So game 2, I don't Rage Powder turn 1, which I Rage Powder turn 1 of game 1. He leads the same, I lead the same. And what I do is I Terra Fairy Pollen Puff my Kyogre, and I Origin Pulse. I get to read dead right, he crashes my Amoonguss and body presses my Kyogre, but Amoonguss flinches, and I'm just like, wow, I think I just lose now. And I proceeded to get every Wide Guard Mind Game right until his Zamazenta died, which was like on the last turn.
Wow.
So I double up into the Zamazenta partner slot a bunch. So what happens is I kill the POW with Helmet Chip, or not Helmet Chip, sorry. I kill it with Hydro plus, or I kill it with Origin plus Hydro, and then he brings in Miraidon, he Volt Switches my Amoonguss for the kill, I bring in Zacian, I double protect, I player off the Iron Hands, I hit, Miraidon comes in, I knock off the Scarf, player off the Miraidon, I hit, and then I hit another player off on the Zama, and then the last turn is like 10% or 20% Zacian versus 30% or 25% Zama, and it comes down to if I hit the player off, I win, and I lock in player off, and I'm just like, Zacian, please, bro, if you miss, I'm doomed if you miss the game, like, because I was in a guaranteed win con unless I missed player off, and player off comes through, it hits, and I get up and I'm like, wow, I did it, I made day 2, and then I look at the wasteland of what happened to all my friends.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Not
like
a single one of my close friends except for Sam made day 2.
Yeah, a lot of my friends.
Went 3-3. Ian went 3-3. Issa went 3-3. Issa went 2-3. We were building with Issa for this event because he ran so efficient well.
Yeah.
But
a lot of my
close
friends.
Schedule for going 2-3.
Yeah, my friend group.
Also,
like we got destroyed at this tournament. Like I went 0-4, got dead last. And then Caitlyn didn't make it. Ethan didn't make it. Apollo didn't make it. Declan didn't make it either. Let's see. Ryu got kind of close, but couldn't. They got unlucky. Got crit. Yeah.
Didn't make it.
Yeah. The only person of my personal friend group going into this event that actually did make it was the GOAT.
Was Sam cried or Kevin? Sam. Okay. So I'm talking to Sam at dinner. So me, like the core 4 of me, Sam, Ian, Declan are going to dinner. And me and Sam are just like, all right, okay. Wait, can you click the round 6 button? Can you scroll up and click the round 6 button? Just to show like what was going into day 2. So I was 16th. I had the 3rd best resistance of any 4-2, and I was like, just to add, I forgot to say this. After I lost up a Hool, I walked up to Zion, and since he went 3-0 to 3-2 or 3-3 at NAIC. I was like, bro, the writing's on the wall. It's gonna happen to both co-hosts. And I was just like, and after I won, I was like, okay, I broke the curse. But anyways, me and Sam were looking for all of the unwinnable matchups in day 2, and we found a couple of them. First off, Jong-won from Korea at 30th place. Nothing. You can do nothing. You lose. Sign the match slip and walk away. Like, and that's exactly what Sam said. And I was just like, okay, so if I pair into him, I lose. And then we were looking. Alberto Fabi and Charlie were both on the CSR Tama with Wims stuff. And like a bunch of people were on CSR Tama with Wims. And we were looking, and there wasn't that many good matchups for us. Like, the only good matchups for us were the Europeans and Australians, and like all of the people who were on Mirai Ice Red, and all of the people who were on Fetacampo team. And I go into day 2, and I was just like, all right, I made day 2. I'm gonna play my heart out on day. I'm gonna play my heart out today. And if I don't make cut, whatever. I made day 2 of Worlds. It's a huge achievement. And I pair into Federico Carino, I walk up to Sam because he was already at the venue. And I was like, who are you playing? And he's like, some Japanese guy playing CSR Sama. And I was like, who am I playing? And he was like, you got Fedacampo team. You got bailed out. And I was like, all right. And I was super nervous. And I was just like, the nerves were really getting to me. So I lead Ogre Amungus with Zashi and Iron Hands in the back. And he leads Maradon Whimsicott. And this is a 50-50, exact 50-50. Do I terrestrialize my Amungus, or do I not terrestrialize my Amungus, right? So game 1, I did it wrong, and I proceed to get quickly beaten in game 1. And I'm just like, alright, I'm 1 loss away from being eliminated from Worlds. And I'm like, there's no way he goes for it again, because I have to change up after losing, right? I see Draco Meteor come out, and I'm just like, yeah, I lost, I'm eliminated. And then I see the words that everybody wants to see. Amungus avoided the attack.
Beautiful.
I Terra the Amungus next turn, and I win game 2. And like my heart like jumped. And now, in game 3, I'm like, alright, I am not gonna Terra Amungus for the 3rd straight time, because he's gonna think that I'm gonna do it because I only won off of Draco Meteor missed last game. I click Rage Powder, I see him scoff, and like panic, like put his hands over his head and like doesn't want to look. And I see Electro Drift come out, and like it does 70%, but that's besides the point. I have the momentum. I have the rest of the momentum in the game, and I win. I almost lose actually because I almost lose because I missed Player Off into Missing Origin. Game 3. But yeah, my lead was so, like, whoever got the turn 1 read right, or whoever got turn 1, like, whoever had a lead coming out of turn 1 won again. It, like, there was no, like, comebacks.
I see.
That were gonna happen. And I was just like, alright, I am 1 win away from cutting more Worlds, right? I get up, and I go talk to Sam, and he talks to me, and he's just like, I'm out. He just goes, I'm out. It's over. Like, I'm out. It's over. And I just like I realized that I'm the last one out of all of my friends who are still in the World Championships. Out of all my close friends, I'm the only one left. And I'm just like, I'm just panicking. Like, how did Sam get out and I'm still in? Like, because before this, I was thinking like, yeah, I'm a bad player. I'm like all of my 2s were just flukes and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, I need to try and hold my own here, just for all of the soldiers we lost along the way, you know, type thing. And round 8, I hear video game juniors and seniors. Your round 8 pairings are now live, and I look at the pairings and I see Matthew Henry, and Matthew Henry was one of the exact people I wanted to pair into, and it was Ice Rider Maridon, and I literally. Like, my hands go numb. I get pins and needles in my hands. Like, see that I can actually make cut of Worlds. Like,
yeah.
So I sit down at the table. Matthew Henry has the eyebrow thing, like the cut in his eyebrow, and it's really funny. It's like he's from Australia, and he has the cut in his eyebrow. But like,
I don't get it.
besides the point. Besides the point. Also, there's a funny story involving Matthew Henry after I explain the game. So game one, I get he calls me out turn one. I lead Ogre hands with Zashi and Amogus in the back. I protect and switch Amogus and he launches Draco into my hands and I just lose. I literally just didn't expect him to do that because my Kyogre is such an easy target. He hard calls me out. I try to pull it back and I actually get really, really close, but I end up missing a 50-50 in the end game. And he also was timid Miraidon, which kind of sealed my fate because you're faster than my station and just one-shot it. And also, I kind of misread the team sheet. So in my state of malaise, I looked at his team sheet and I saw Clam, and I was like, okay, he's not Leech Seed. And I see Leech Seed go out in my Kyogre, and I'm just like, wait, what? And he's Clam Leech. And I'm just like, oh well, I lose now. I should have looked more carefully. And I am one loss away from getting knocked out of Worlds, and I get every call right game two, including I get every call right game two, and the thing that wins me the game, it is his 60% Ice Rider and Incineroar against my Kyogre and my Iron Hands, and he assumes that his Ice Rider and my Iron Hands, which is really really low, gets knocked out by another Glacial, right? He assumes that his Ice Rider is faster than my Iron Hands, right? And he Terra Waters it to avoid taking damage, dying from Origin plus Wild Charge, right? Or Origin, just Origin straight up, because he was low enough to die from Origin. That's low enough to die from Origin. And Wild Charge comes out, it picks up the KO, and he goes, bro, what? Why are you fast? And I was just like, I don't know. And I won game two off of the Fast Hands 5 Nights at Freddy's jump scare.
Yeah. I remember fighting one of you guys and feeling that.
That's the one reason. Yeah, that's the one reason I was like, let's do Fast Hands just to be faster than Ice Rider. And then game three, I do the switcheroo where I prot Ogre, swap Amogus, and he E-drifts my Amogus slot and fake outs my Ogre. And I'm like, okay, I'm at a huge advantage. He Terra Bug Incin, U-turns my Amogus, right? And he switches his Miraidon to Ice Rider and Terra Bug U-turns, right? Origin doesn't pick up, right? But Rocky Helmet Chip after U-turn kills Incin. And that's probably the turn I sealed the game. But the last turn was his Urshifu locked into Surging Strike Miraidon, and his Miraidon locked into Drift versus my full HP Zacian and my full HP Hands. And both of them were knocked out by one of them was Urshifu was able to be knocked out by Wild Charge, and Miraidon was able to be knocked out by Behemoth Blade. So, and Rain Strikes obviously doesn't kill my Zacian.
Yeah.
And Electro Drift obviously doesn't kill my Iron Hands. So I Wild Charge into Iron Hands and Behemoth Blade Miraidon, and my hands are just my hands are numb, but a little bit less numb just because of
Yeah, you did it.
The relief is the pressure's off for a little bit because I made cut, and I was like, wait, do I have to play ASIM? Because every time I made cut, I've had to play ASIM cut, and I didn't have to play ASIM, and it wasn't even close.
It definitely wasn't. No.
My res was really high, and I was talking to all my friends. I was like, I did it, I made it, I can't believe it, and then after my state of oh my god, I top cut World, Ian walks up to me, pats me on the shoulder, and says, bro, do you know who you're playing next round? And I was like, no. And then I look and I do the 1 plays 15 logic, and I'm playing against Leland. And
it's over.
So the thing about this is I can win. I talked to Joe Ugarte, my coach, before this. And I could win. I could obviously win this. It's just I have to get so many calls right. So turn one of game one against Leland, I lead Shifu Amogus, and he leads Groudon Smeargle. And I was like, alright, I could easily just switch my Amogus into Kyogre and Surging Strikes the Groudon. I'd win on the spot. So he's obviously gonna he's obviously gonna protect Groudon and like spore my Urshifu, right? So I go taunt into Smeargle, and I just go prot just in case, or I just go prot just in case or whatever, and I get the turn right, or yeah, I get the turn kind of right. He doesn't prot Groudon. Like, he doesn't prot Groudon just because I thought, like, and also the threat of Spore and Groudon was really high as well, because you could also switch Raging Bolt into Groudon to soak up Surging, so I can easily just Spore the slot. And he fake outs the Amogus, and he Precipice Blades. And the turn goes kind of right for me, right? So I do the switch, or I don't do the switch Kyogre thing again, and I Surging Strikes the Smeargle, and it kills, and I Spore the Raging Bolt. Or no, I don't. It doesn't kill. Sorry, it lives. Really, it was really close to killing, but it lived. And I Spore the Raging Bolt. I'm like, okay, I'm in a really okay position right now. So I switch. Next turn, I switch. I switch Ogre I switch Ogre for Amogus, and I Surging Strike Smeargle again. He switches into Groudon. It doesn't do that much damage, and he stays asleep. And he switches back into Smeargle. He switches back into Smeargle in the bulk slot as I miss Origin and Surging Strikes the Groudon again. Miss Origin into Smeargle and Surging Strikes the Groudon again. And Smeargle gets a speed boost. And I'm just like, okay, that's it. It's over. It's kind of over. I was in a good position, and then, like, Smeargle kind of boosted on me. Like, so what the thing was here, if Smeargle didn't boost or I didn't miss the Origin Pulse, I was in a really good position because I could clean up with Zacian later in the game, because I still had Zacian in the back. I hadn't even brought it in. It still had its attack boost, and it's just, I was super mad. And then game 2, I completely ran out of gas, man.
Yeah, that's fair.
I got into a semi-winnable position. I got, like, it was a 50-50 who would win the game, and I know my Ogre lives Terra Electric Thunderclap from Raging Bolt, even with Life Orb, like, out of Sun. We were in rain. But yeah, it's a range. It's a very good range. It's a good range in my favor. It's like, I think he kills with 2 rolls. Because I was at full, He kills with like 2 rolls, maybe. The rolls didn't freaking matter. He just crit Terra Electric Thunderclap crit my Ogre, and it just ended there. And I was just like, well, I had a good run, and I didn't really. It's like, I probably wasn't gonna win that game anyway. If Ogre lived, I probably would have won. I had to hit Origin. I had to position Zacian in a way where it could, like, kill Groudon and kill Raging Bolt and all that, and I was just, like, completely mentally drained from all of the Pokemon, like, the highest level Pokemon I had been playing throughout the weekend, and, like, I didn't have it in me to, like, I didn't have the extra a couple games in me to make it, but
that's
I wasn't
fair.
disappointed with my finish at all. Like, 13th place at my first Worlds is, like, insane. Like, it hasn't truly hit me yet, just because, like, I never thought I could do this good in an event. Like, I thought I wasn't going to win a single set at Worlds. Maybe not even a single, I don't even think I was going to win a single game. Like, and then I realized, I looked at the standings after Worlds was over and Kevin won and all that, and I was like, wow, I was the 4th best placing NA player. Let's go. And I was just like, wow, that's crazy how I was the 4th best in NA, and the...
Didn't you make a post on Twitter or something along the lines of, like, NA seniors ranked, and it was just the fucking world standings?
Yeah.
That's
you just click America, and I just went down the list.
Boom.
Yeah, like, I had to do it for, like, I had to cut just for all of the soldiers we lost along the way.
Yeah.
Like, I was literally the last one of my close friends to be in the tournament. It was literally only me and, like, I'm pretty close with Connor, but he's not one of my, like, close friends. And, like, yeah, like, onto, like, to finish up my run, and then we can talk about, like, all the rest of seniors and what happened there.
Yeah.
I thought the team was perfect. I wouldn't change a single thing about this team. If I would have had a little bit less, like, I'm not blaming it on luck, because obviously I could have played better on that turn 1 or that turn 2 against Leland to like win, even if the Smeargle will just be boosted. so like it's still partially my fault, and my motto with this game is like you can always be better. Like there's always room for you to improve. Like if you like I came up so like I as the Great Wolf like said I once said I'm close enough to see the crown but too far away to grasp it.
Yeah.
And it just like it didn't really like it hurt but it didn't really hurt, if you know what I'm trying to say. Like in the moment I was sucks. Like I'm eliminated at like 13th place or whatever, and it's just like I could have like the only really hurt, like I wasn't mad that I got eliminated. I was mad won. Like I wasn't mad. I was kind of not disappointed. Like, it hurt because I could have won, you know? Because like if I got blown out of the water, and if I like for example, if I played Louis in like the first round of Top Cut and I just got obliterated, it wouldn't hurt just because like I don't think I could have won that, but like because I knew I could have won against Leland, it kind of hurt on a different level of like you weren't like obviously I wasn't good enough to win Worlds this year, but like I felt like I was good enough to beat. I wasn't good enough to win, but I felt like in that moment I was good enough. Like it's hard to explain. I wasn't good enough to win, but in that moment of like me cutting and me having a really high resistance, I was like, dang, I could really win, you know? Even
Yeah.
though, like in hindsight, I probably couldn't, but like in the grand scheme of things, or like yeah, in that moment, for a few fateful minutes, I was like, I could really win Worlds, and like if I would have beaten Leland, I probably made top 4. Like probably, because I would have played Kevin. And Kevin, the matchup into Kevin is, if you asked me to give you, or if somebody asked me to give them my best matchup, it's Kevin's team. And literally in the entire tournament, my best matchup's Kevin's team.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I really didn't complain about my finish. Like, 13th place, first Worlds, is really nice. And it's not like I'm aging up. I'm staying a senior for a little longer. Maybe next year I come back a little stronger, a little more seasoned, because this is my first season. That's more experienced and go a little bit farther.
That's how I feel, you know. Like I've always had the thought of like, you know, my sack placement being a fluke, but like this season I'm here to prove that ain't true, and that I got what it takes to be the best of the best.
Yeah, and it's just like I looked at like all the like. If you looked at all the people that made cut, like, it was a bunch of giants, and then there was me. Like, there was a bunch of, like, big names, and then there was me. I was the only not big name in Top Cut.
Yeah.
Because, like, there was Ray Yamanaka, there was Kevin, there was Vikram, there was Louis, there was Leland, there was me, like, there was Pietro, and then there was just me. Yeah, there was Felipe. Like, it just like feels really good. It feels, I don't want to say the word validating. It feels like very, I don't want to say validating, that's the only word that's coming to mind. It feels very like validating that I can hang with all of the giants of the
like you made it there
community, and like yeah, I made it there. And it's just like everybody in my family was like texting me and like saying, oh, we're so proud of you, you did such a good job and all of that. And it's just like really made me understand why I like play Mons and stuff. And it's just like because it's not to win, it's not to get money, it's not to even be the best. It's just to have fun playing a game, you know? And I realized that that's when I truly realized that it was all for fun, and like even though I lost, like it is a game, and like the fact that I take it so seriously really proves to me that I can, like, sometime in the future I can be a really good player. Just like this event really proved to me that I could be good.
Yeah, you know, this season.
In the past, I thought I was. Yeah, good.
This season is, for me, like personally, it's kind of just been, you know, dipping my toes in the water. You know, trying to see like how good am I in it? Can I really hang? Is it something worth putting money into? And I think my final verdict is that like it definitely is. And this upcoming season, I will definitely be going all in. On September 1st, the journey starts to be the very best, like no one ever was.
Yeah, the journey starts again. Like, so, like, real quick before we talk about next season, I wanted to talk about the rest of the seniors. Like, Groudon, the duo of Leland and Vikram.
Yeah, that was cool. That was cool to see.
Yeah, they're Groudon, and Dude, if you watched the Felipe versus Vikram side stream set, you knew the freaking chaos that ensued.
Oh
So
yeah.
what happened is I was eliminated. I literally had just gotten eliminated. Like after this is when top 8 just started. So like I sit down and I was like, okay, I'll watch Vikram versus Felipe because that's a really cool like match to watch.
It
right?
is, yeah.
Game 1 Vikram wins. Game 1 Vikram wins really easily. Game 2 Felipe wins really easily. Game 3 Vikram goes all in on Ice Rider mode and misplays turn 1 by not going for TR. And he Terra Waters, but doesn't TR. He takes out the Rilla, takes out the Rilla and does damage to Ensign. Coaching with, it was Decorate with Spindle, sorry. And doesn't TR when it was obvious that the play was to TR. And like everybody, all the European players like Liam Westland and Lasse and all those people were like, no, please don't, no. And he couldn't hear them. Like, he couldn't hear them. So like he Terra Waters the Ice Rider, Decorates Glacials, and then Felipe brings in Raging Bolt, Terra Electric Thunderbolts, and it's looking really over. And Sun is not up. Vikram brings in his Raging Bolt. CSR is at 90% HP, and Vikram Thunderclap crits the CSR.
Oh my god. Wow.
He won because he wasn't winning unless that crit happened because he just Astros and KOs both. And like all the European players were like, "Oh my god, there's no way!" I heard one of the German guys scream something in German. It was really funny.
yeah.
Then I watched.
Hmm?
Oh, go ahead, man.
So yeah, like this being an international event also creates like another really funny dynamic where people have accents and don't speak your language, and it kind of got to me for a second. Like I remember asking Dill Yeomans for their signature, and they were like, "Yeah, sure," but in a British accent, and I was really confused.
What do you mean? Yeah, they're okay. Dill, I understand, but like I ended up like talking to Dill on day 1. I was like, "Hey, Dill, how's it going?" And it's just like very thick, very gritty British accent.
Yeah.
Like very, very British accent. And like, also, I ended up talking to Giovanni Shishko. Me and Declan ended up talking to Giovanni Shishko because Gio goes to Declan's vocals. And Declan was like, "Gio, good luck." And he was like, and like this is the first time I've ever heard like Gio speak, right? And it's just like a very soft, like, "Oh, good luck to you too, Declan." It was a very like, very, very, very nonchalant voice.
Yeah, I've heard him
It's
talk.
like weird how like you can picture people's, or you can like imagine people's voice, and then when they actually talk, it's nowhere close.
Yeah. All right, we've been rambling for a minute. Let's get into the big juice of seniors this year. Kevin Hahn. What a fucking run! 13 wins, 0 losses at the World Championships. Didn't drop a single game in cut.
That's true. He would have lost 2 straight games. He would have lost 2 straight games if he played me, though. I'm kidding. No, he literally. I played him on ladder one time, and I played him on ladder before the event, and he was like, "Yeah, GG." He DM'd me on Discord. He's like, "Yeah, GG," and I was like, "Whoa, that was you?" Because I
Yeah.
4 turns.
Yeah, no.
But anyways,
bad.
Kevin never ever lost a set, obviously, because he went undefeated. And he was playing out of his mind, bro.
It was
like,
beautiful.
He was on, like, he was going Super Saiyan.
Notice how, like, he played at table 1 for 7 rounds straight.
Yeah, it's kind of insane. And he won his 2nd World Championships
in a row.
2 straight years with a very common team that I'm so bad I didn't get paired up into him one time in this tournament because I had a good matchup.
Well, okay, you got paired with Matthew Henry.
I was kind of mad. Well, I got good match. I got Matthew Henry, but he was Ursaluna over Landorus.
No, he had Landorus too. It was Ursa over actually. Yeah. The finals was so interesting. I feel like Sion definitely panicked there because, like, a lot of misplays. Kevin, like, he saw the Ice Rider getting up. Like, Ice Rider got like what 7 KOs that set, right?
7 KOs.
Yeah. Brutal.
The thing about it is, like, Sion, like, over predicted a bunch.
Yeah.
He like sometimes you could like make a line and like make a line for like a team, and they're like, wow, I completely overcooked this. This is super simple, right?
Mhm.
And Sion completely did that. He completely like I think he buckled under. He kind of buckled under the pressure there of like
Mhm.
not faking out the Ice Rider on the obvious fake out turn or like that kind of thing. It's just also real quick before I continue about the finals, because this is where what I'm about to bring up. On Saturday evening, I'm like, hey Kevin, you're gonna be Luke Kroll part 2. You're gonna miss Draco, and he's gonna be like, no, I'll miss high horse. He says, no, I'll miss high horsepower. And well,
He missed it
he
twice.
missed 2 in a row.
And he still won 4-0. That's the crazy part about that.
Yeah, he destroyed. Well, it wasn't close. It was never close.
Yeah. That's
Like,
that's our Kevin.
it's respects for Kevin, man.
Indeed. He's such a good player. Such an inspiration for seniors. If y'all want Kevin on the podcast episode, we'd be glad to get him on.
Yeah, we gotta have Kevin on the podcast.
Definitely.
Yeah, I've talked to him. He's down. Just he's a busy guy.
All right. Comments below.
So we'll try and coordinate it.
Comments. Tell us if you want him. One.
Tell us if you want Kevin. And
Yeah.
suggest any guests.
Yeah. If you know any seniors, give us a name. One last thing I want to talk about before ending today's episode is the juniors.
Next season and where we're gonna.
Okay, but first, I just want to touch up one little bit on juniors cut. So, I'm from NorCal. I'm from Sacramento, right? NorCal community is my everything. I love everyone in NorCal, and we bringing home our first NorCal World Champion. Luke Whittier takes it all in his first season ever, and I am so proud. It's beautiful. It was such a beautiful way to see him win in such dominant fashion in grand finals. It was a spectacle to watch. And also congrats to another person, who goes to a lot of my local areas, Jacob
He's a
Matisse.
senior now.
Yeah, Jacob is gonna be a senior. Yeah. So I guess actually play against him. But yeah, congrats to Jacob too for
And
making it.
Joaquin Roquette is a senior.
Oh yeah, a lot of the really good juniors are aging up.
No, it's just him and Joaquin Roquette.
And Brooks.
And Brooks.
Yeah. So those three are the big names. But yeah. Next season, what's up?
Next season. So, what's going on next season? Regulation H is now confirmed, because before, when we recorded the last episode of the podcast, we were confused about what the next format would be, and now we know Regulation H is coming back. And Zion, what are your opinions on Regulation H coming back?
I'm so happy. Best possible outcome. Actually, no. Reg F2 was the best possible outcome.
No,
but
second best possible outcome for me was Reg C Part 2. Reg C Part 2 would go hard.
Okay. Well, despite questionable taste, Reg H Part 2 coming on is the best part of this for me. I love Reg H. If you know anything about me and my one tournament result, I love getting crafting creative in the builder. I love just kind of screwing around with all the teams. I've been trying to make specs regular Ninetales work with a jump fluff. And what's the stuff.
Yeah, so if you speaking of builder stuff, if you guys want us to do a video where we build around a strange mod in Reg H.
Yeah. I mean, again,
down below the months.
Definitely.
It'd be cool.
Comment below, give us suggestions. I might start holding more community polls. Yeah, I'll probably start doing more videos as the season ramps up.
Yeah, and the 2026 season, I'm going to Pittsburgh, which is the first event of the season. I don't think, I'm just making sure.
Yeah, there we go.
Just because, you were about to go to Atlanta, and, kind of farther, you know?
Yeah. I'm going to Vegas. So, our next podcast episode will be after Francesco gets back from Pittsburgh. We'll talk about how that went, some of the big things that happened there. And we will be back after Francesco returns from Pittsburgh. We're gonna break down that tournament, what happened, all the little senior
All the
developments.
fun stuff, yeah.
And if you want to see more content from me, I will be streaming the very first official big event of the season, the Grand Challenge 1. I will be streaming that on the channel.
Wait,
Whenever
you
we
should put
begin.
something for Grand Challenge.
I already got a team.
You should-
Um,
Aw.
I don't know, maybe GC too. We'll see. I've been getting into my best of one flow. But with all of that being said, it's been a great episode to record. Francesco, do you have any last words?
Yeah, it's been a great season for me and Zion and all. This was kind of a first-year players season because a lot of the first-year players kind of popped off this season. Like we have me, we have you, we have Ryu, we have Declan, Gary, we have Sam, we have like a bunch of people
Yeah.
who had an insane season, and like to wrap up another season of Pokemon, it feels like just yesterday I was starting to play Mons and like thinking, hey, I could try this out, you know? It probably isn't that fun, but I'll try it out. And like now we're going into the 2026 season where I think it is going to be the first time in history of Pokemon VGC that we will switch games in the middle of the year. And it will be because Champions will be hosted at Worlds, which means that the last Scarlet and Violet World Championships concluded with this one.
Yes.
And yeah, I'm really excited to get into the next season. Really excited to see what I can do, like how it's gonna go. But if you guys want us to do whatever, suggest podcast guests, suggest crazy Mons we build or whatever. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. Pretty much all I gotta say.
All right. Yes, and with all of our closing words said, it's been a great time getting our message out to you all. Comment down below if you want any suggestions for content for me or just for the podcast in general, me and Francesco. And with that all being said, train on, people. Get ready for the season. Goodbye and good night.